Hey, what's up everybody, this is Zinadra and today we are going to be playing Just Cause 3. This is a game that I'm quite a bit into already and just thought I'd record a little bit, guys, so you can see what I think of it. Anybody new to the Just Cause franchise, basically it is one giant sandbox game where you play as this guy leaning on the car, Rico Rodriguez. Now, Rico is a dictator removal specialist. So, long and short of his backstory is he goes into somewhere that's under massive oppression, but the government isn't really supposed to be doing too much to sort it out because they don't want to be seem to be involved. So they send in people like this to basically everyone in the sort of vicinity to sort of go, yeah, we're going to stand behind this guy, we're going to fight against that guy, we don't like that guy. And by the end of it, remove the dictator. Just Cause 3 is a bit more of a personal one for Rico because it's actually set in the town he was born in of Medici, or the area, sorry, he was born of Medici, and it's under oppression from a guy called Di Ravello. The main mechanics of this game is something called chaos. So how the game works is there is a huge map, it's absolutely ginormous. Actually, let me just show you the map. Let me just show you. Let me zoom. You start on this tiny, well, what looks like a massive map. Absolutely loads of stuff to do, loads of areas to get to. But then as you zoom out, there's another one just as big next to you, and then there's this huge island above you. Each area can be sort of conquered if you like. See these little dotted lines around the map? This means that this area is sort of contained within these little dotted lines here. And each area has like settlements to liberate, it has military bases to take down, and within each of these areas are what's called chaos objects. So they could be like propaganda speakers that are just sort of shouting all this wonderful stuff about the current dictator that you want to get rid of, propaganda vans that sort of go around saying it. In the military areas there's things like fuel tanks and radar dishes and all this sort of stuff, and the idea is you go into the place, you rip it all down, and then you sort of take over the place, and each area has so many of these places to take out. Let me show you one that I haven't taken over so far. This one. So we can see on the left we've got 5 undiscovered settlements, which means there are 5 places to take out in order for me to own this place. And when you own an area, you get all sorts of challenges and hidden objects show up. So these little question marks are collectibles. You get a series of collectibles in this game. You get audio tapes, which sort of give you a bit more of a backstory behind the dictator Di Ravello, which are really quite interesting. The collectibles can also be rebel shrines, which if you light all the shrines in an area, you get free fast travel, because obviously it's a pretty big place. Fast travel is pretty useful. And you can also find vintage parts. Now, if you collect all of the vintage parts in an area, you get what's called an exotic item. These can be weapons, these can be vehicles. So you've got quite a lot of stuff to try and keep you busy. Another main mechanic of this game, which is quite useful, is called the Rebel Drop. And this is like a supply drop. So you can pick weapons. You've got a series of two-handed weapons. You've got a series of dual-wielded weapons, which is like your main weapon and your sub-weapon. Specials, so like RPGs and all sorts of other fun guns. And then vehicles. You can pick all of these things, and they'll just drop it for you in a nice container in front of you. And just to prove it, I want that gun. I want these guns. I'm not sure what this is, but I'll take it. And let's get a sports car. This one. So I can request the drop. Throw a beacon, preferably where there's some space. Don't have a lot of choice. And then if we look above,
Sending you coordinates. Come see me.
boom! There we go. They've now dropped off the vehicle and the weapons that I requested. Let's just grab some weapons. So I've got the weapons and I can get in the car. Now, driving's not a bad idea in this game, actually. The game is quite suited for you to be going around in what it's got is a wingsuit, so you can zip around the map pretty quickly using the wingsuit. But you can... Oh, I destroyed a jet. The driving's quite good. Not that I'm showing it off, because I am a terrible driver. I've also picked one of the most windy streets to try and show you the driving on. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Driving is quite good in this game, despite how terrible I am at it. And if you look around, I mean, you can see just from here, I mean, the scenery in this game, the environment is absolutely stunning. The attention to detail in little things, like all the trees and the rocks and the mountain ranges, it's very, very pretty. It's a fun and really engaging world to be flying around in. So let me show you a little bit about the wingsuit, which is one of the biggest things in this game. I've actually got a special wingsuit, which is part of the DLC, so I'll try not to show off the DLC bit too much. But obviously you can catch the currents in the air and you can sort of zip around to try and get from A to B quicker. One of the main aspects of Just Cause is the fact that Rico has a grappling hook, and you can use this, like this, to zip around just a little bit quicker. So hard not to use the DLC one. I'll just use it anyway. You get access to a wingsuit which has a booster on the back of it, so you can basically fly around a little bit like Iron Man, just sort of zipping around. And it also comes with built-in weapons. Let me try and find something to blow up. It has a machine gun. Is that a car? That's a car. Which would have been useful had I not crashed. And it also has a built-in rocket launcher. There's so much more to the game than just the main storyline. With all of the collectibles and the challenges, finding all the different bits and bobs to do with the game, really keep your involvement in it for quite some time. It's a lot of fun just to sort of nip around in a wingsuit, not really doing anything, as you can see. I'm just doing in the background, just happily flying along. Boom. Oops. You'd think I could hit a train. It's a pretty big target. Ooh, 3 trains. Ah! Okay, these trains got angry. These trains just got angry. Ah! Oh, I was not expecting that to go so bad. Well, there you go. Another part of the game that even I didn't realise. You have trains that can really fight back. Right, let's go find a base so we can show you some of the combat and a little bit more than just me flying around running away from trains that try to kill me. Here we see the gap. You see the gap. Woohoo! Woohoo! It's quite fun just to give you, just sort of set yourself little challenges. You're like, okay, there's some trees. Let's try and slalom through these trees. Can I get through that warehouse? Nope. Let me show you the water. The water is actually one of my favourite parts of this game. And it's quite well done. You can always see it's nice crystal blues. I mean, it is a little bit over the top, but as we get a little bit closer, just look at it ripple away. Just sort of skim around it. It's crystal blue. It's really, really nice. Let's just go in for a bit. There we go. Even underwater, it's still stunning. You can see the reflection of the water above you. You've got all these different rock formations and underground grass. They've really sort of paid attention to little bits in the environment, and you know they didn't have to, because we sort of said, "Here's your water, deal with it."
Engaging the target.
Fire.
Converge on the following coordinates. Additional troops inbound.
Now, another thing that you get in this game are tethers, which are something that's new to 3. Basically, you can fire off one of your grappling hooks.
Target their ground team.
Hi. Yeah, you can fire off one of your grappling hooks and then sort of release it, so you can sort of tie 2 objects together. I'm going to show you an example of that. That's one of these guys. So I can tie one end to him, and another end to that, and drag. Boop. Now, another thing you get in this is you get an unlimited explosive called G64. You get an unlimited number of these, and you can just place them anywhere where you get a little green circle. I'm going to place a couple. And an upgrade you can get to these is a booster, so that when you fire it, it actually propels a slight jet engine out the back of it. So if we do this one, you can actually propel the vehicle along a little bit. It's coming back. Woo! Until it ultimately runs out and then explodes. Do you want to work yet? Why doesn't this work? I seem to be having a few difficulties with my rocket launcher. Happens to a lot of guys. I am on my way to another base. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a base. I'm going to take down a base or a town. I'm not sure which one it is I'm heading to. And then trains. Yeah. I hope you learned from this. I still can't fire this down like that. Aha, a town. So, this is a typical town, and what you're looking for are items that are kind of red. These are chaos objects. So we've got billboards like this one. So if you take it out, you've got water tower. Ooh. What else do we have? Statue of the man himself, Diravello. So you can see in the top left of my screen is sort of like a little checklist, so you can sort of see what's left to take out in this place.
All units converge.
It's going down. Sneaky, sneaky. You can detach these, I believe. Yoink.
Baby, where did you get all my life?
Stay down. Rebels, come help me. What's that? Helicopter. So there's another use of the tethers. Just tether it to the floor. Woohoo! The helicopter. This one's got more guns. But still going down. There's another helicopter. Yoink. And now we can steal a helicopter. Woohoo! Now we just need one more.
We are sending ground support to
board.
location.
Yeah. Oops. Really need to look into valet parking. Right. Raise the flag. And that's how you liberate a town. And then when you liberate towns, you can sometimes unlock challenges, other missions. Sometimes missions have a prerequisite that you have to have unlocked so many towns before you can do anything. And now we can see we've got some new challenges, and then we can carry on with the map. If we look at there, we can see it's crossed off one of the settlements because we found it. So, what mission shall we do? What have we got? Well, we'll go with the Greatest Great because it's closer. I mean, as you can see from taking over the town, the game, it's got a lot of people to fight. There's a lot of stuff that you can blow up, and it's very colourful with it, you know. It's very quick and easy to do. It tries to keep it nice and light-hearted. It's nothing too serious, as you can tell from all the bright colours and the nice explosions. Graphically, as I've mentioned earlier, you know, as well as the environment being very pretty, the whole thing, the graphics are quite good, and it's got a good emphasis on gameplay. This is something I mentioned with Star Wars, you know. A lot of games nowadays tend to lose that gameplay element. It's just, here's a pretty looking game, or here's a game with an epic story, but you know, there's not a massive amount you can do. We're also a man full of lots of bravado. I know I've mentioned how much I like this game and how much the graphics are good and the gameplay is good and it's a nice fun game to play. It does have some flaws. Like, for a game that's based quite a lot on traversing different areas, his free running abilities are quite poor. This is as fast as he can run. There's no sprint button, no walking, it's literally just this. And he can't scale. Like, you'd think, I could probably just climb up that. He's got physically no scaling options. The only way you can actually climb up anything is if you use the grappling hook to get you up there. Like that. And then scale over the top. But aside from that, he actually has no way of getting up. Trust me to pick a mission like this to show you. This is quite I suppose a more difficult mission because obviously you get a lot of free reign. You get used to flying around, getting to run away with your grappling hooks and your parachute and your wingsuit. And this mission's you're quite confined. There's quite a variety of missions. The mission variety is not. It's not like a series of ridiculous fetch quests. They're sort of more like the little side bits. Like you get little side encounters. Like what was that one? There's a guy. You can find guys who are out of gas. And like, oh, could you help me and just give me a tow to the petrol station? And you just have to grapple the car, grapple the floor, and just tow it. I mean, the car gets in all sorts of terrible states while you're, excuse me, trying to get it round there. It was quite fun. I don't think I've ever managed to get a car to a petrol station without flipping it at least once. They do throw a lot of guys at you because at the end of the day, you do have quite an arsenal of stuff at your disposal. So they do really like to throw numbers at you.
If I make one mistake, I'll restart the process.
Oh god. So I have to do all this again. Oh, is that it? Just leave. What did I come down here for?
You have freed some lambs, but you will lead them to slaughter the Rodriguez.
Apparently I've done what I was supposed to.
These people are family. It's gonna be nice to welcome them home.
Yay! You are all welcome. Woo! And to celebrate. So, there you guys go. That was just a little brief introduction to Just Cause 3. Like I said, it's a very, very fun game. Check it out. It's a bit of an older game now. I suppose it's been out for a year or two, but still so much fun to play. And it's a game that you can play for a very long time. Just keep on playing. So many things to find, so many things to do. Like I said, there's a couple of there's glitches in it because it's quite a big game, but overall, the whole gaming experience of the game, I don't think it's affected too much from it. Yeah, the whole game, a lot of fun, a lot of things to do, a lot of things you could blow up. Obviously, I'm just causing power issues now from Medici, so I'm probably worse than Di Ravello. But you know, that's the kind of Rico I am, apparently. Viva Medici, and I'll see you all guys in the next video. Bye!